But all of a sudden, for no accountable reason, these babies started arriving. I said, this will come to no good. I had a deep sense. I said this to no one in particular. I didn't actually know anyone. I was only 3.5. I said I have a deep sense of foreboding. That in half a century's time, I may well get married. These babies will have grown up, and they'll stand up and say rude things about me in front of all of my guests. And damn me if it didn't happen. I'm looking around and it occurs to me that some of you can't see me because of the pillars. You may care to move out a little bit. As to the people who can see me, you may prefer to move behind the pillars, or under the tables, or down the stairs and into the car park. That's quite effective. Listen, it's time to come clean, chaps. It's time to make a full confession. I'm going to be absolutely straight with you. When Rosalind and I decided to get married, we wanted to do something really special. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but we are very, very, very rich. You've heard of the 100 rich lists. We're not even on it. That's how rich we are. I'll give you an example. There are some people who, when they get married, they fly off to Las Vegas and they engage a man who dresses up like Elvis Presley to marry them. We engaged Elvis Presley. That's how rich we are. But we decided this was not sufficiently ostentatious to suit this auspicious occasion. So, we sat down and we painstakingly compiled a list of 1,000 of our closest friends. I rang the buzzer in my office and I summoned the man to whom I pay £150,000 a year to manage my social diary. I said, take this list and fly all these people over to Nairobi, book them into a luxury hotel on the edge of the National Game Reserve. They're there for 4 nights, at the end of which I want a convoy of 400 top-of-the-range Land Rovers to pick them up and take them on a 12-day safari. Oh, and by the way, cancel Elvis Presley. You've got to be pretty powerful to wave your finger and cancel Elvis Presley, you know. Anyway, disaster struck. The man came back to me and he said, the hotel will only accommodate 850. As for the rest, as for the remaining 150, there's no nice way to tell you this. So I'm going to give it to you straight. The remaining 150 are you.
Hooray!
Hurrah!
Don't get me wrong, we like you. We like you quite a lot. We like you enough to treat you to dinner at the Bushy Golf and Country Club. We just don't like you enough to take you on safari. Now listen, I really hope I haven't offended everyone in the entire room, because that is the very last thing we would want to do. Frankly, I think you've had the better end of the deal, chaps. The 850 people we took to Kenya last month, they all came back with dysentery and sunstroke, covered in lion bites. You're much better off sitting here having din-dins at the Bushy Golf and Country Club. Ros, I think we got away with that one. I think I handled that very diplomatically. The fact is, you see, Rosalind and I are at the age where life in the fast lane means the checkout queue in Tesco's marked 6 items or less. Where safe sex means fitting a handrail round the bed. Ros, I think that was a little bit risque. I think we'll leave that out of the final judgment. It occurs to me that some of you don't actually know very much about my origins. You've only known me for a short time, so I ought to tell you, I had a deprived childhood. I was obliged to leave school at 6 and work in a coal mine. I asked my mother why it was necessary for me to work in a coal mine. And she said, "It were good enough for thy father. It were good enough for his father afore him." And I said, "Mother, why do us talk in Yorkshire accents when us comes from Mill Hill?" She said, "Bless her thy lips, sonny." People used to remark on my mother's very deep, gruff voice. I remember that terrible rainy Sunday afternoon when we sat in the front parlour, poring through yellow pages until we came to the inevitable realisation that there were in fact no coal mines in Mill Hill, nor were there any in Edgware, Stanmore or Hendon. My father said, "There's naught for it, we'll have to dig one in the yard." People used to remark on the fact that my parents had identical voices. So they dug a coal mine in the back garden. I worked there for 2 years. It was quite a lonely existence. I was the only person working there. It was only 10 feet deep. My mother used to come out at 1 o'clock every day and stand on the edge and drop my sandwiches into the mud. They didn't want to spoil me. Anyway, after 2 years, all I had found was a couple of hair slides and a threepenny bit, and the remains of the wife of the person who sold us the house. No coal. My father announced he was going to close the pit. All hell broke loose. The National Union of Mine Workers sent 5 coachloads of pickets down from Nottingham to blockade the house. "Save our pit," they said. We were blockaded in there for 6 weeks. I was thrown out of the house for bringing disgrace upon the family and their fine socialist principles. And there I was at 8 years old, homeless, unemployed. I trekked up to the city and got myself a job in a large company where I was employed as a paperweight. When they were busy, I helped them out as a doorstop. And as I got taller and older, they recognised my potential and sent me on a training course to become a draft excluder. And it was inevitable that I should one day end up a captain of industry, as you see me standing here today. Anyway, that's enough about me. Don't agree. I want to say a word about some of the people who can't be here this evening. There are a lot of people who can't be here this evening, and I have to admit that most of them can't be here this evening because we didn't invite them. I'm sorry, but you have to tell it like it is. But there is one, and only one person I propose to mention this evening who can't be here, who we would have liked to be here. Lou Burns loved a good party. Lou Burns was Rosalind's lovely dad. And the last time we saw him fit and well was at his 95th birthday party 6 months ago in Elat. He danced and he sang and he ate and he drank and he had a fantastic time. He pulled. The do not disturb sign up on his hotel room for 3 days. And he had a fantastic time. And it was lovely to see him like that. He was looking forward to this wedding. He really would have wanted this party to go ahead, and it is. and we miss it. We think